Hello and welcome to the Justice Factor, coming to you live from Hyde Park, Johannesburg. Attacks on foreign-owned shops continue to spread in Gauteng this weekend, following widespread looting in Soweto last week. Could South Africa experience xenophobic attacks similar to the ones we saw in 2008? Are these xenophobic attacks, or are there other elements to the story? My guests today are Gauteng MEC for Economic Development, Lebogang Maile, NAFCOC President Lawrence Mavundla, and Salman Khan, Chairman of the South Africa-Pakistan Association. After that discussion, as usual, we'll give you our winners and losers of the week. But first, to our main issue this week, and that's the chaos and looting that occurred at foreign-owned shops in Soweto and other parts of Gauteng. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Let me start with a question that's been niggling at me all along, and it's this. Is this xenophobic or is this criminality? Lebogang, let me start with you.
Yeah, well, Justice, our position has been clear since last week as the Gauteng provincial government and even the national government that this is criminality. There is no excuse for looting shops. And by the way, there are South African-owned shops that have been looted, and therefore it can't be characterized as xenophobia. I know that there might be few people who are xenophobic. In fact, not even xenophobic, Afrophobic, because they just target, in most cases, Africans and not all foreigners. We've got Chinese, we've got British business people, we've got people from Italy and all that. So we have come to a conclusion that this is, in fact, a criminality, and it must be condemned as such and be attended to as such.
Is this consensus at this table? Salman, do you agree?
I'm glad that MEC say that it is not a xenophobic attack. It is more of a criminality, and I agree. But I think the basic underpinning issue that one is neglecting, it's why it is happening. If they're not attacking the foreigners, in this instance, as you said, that in 2008 there was people was hacked and people were neckless and killed. But here we have a very peculiar problem that people are looting in front of the owner of the shops. So it just tells you that poverty is the issue. The unemployment, it's ripe into the township.
I'll come back to that, but let me pose a different question, because it seems do you agree, by the way, with these two gentlemen that this is not xenophobic?
I do agree. I just believe that if we were to try and integrate the foreign business owners into the South African environment, this wouldn't happen. But at the moment, what has happened is that they're organized on their own, and as a result, they feel like whenever criminality takes place, they wouldn't have immediate reaction to go to the police.
You're saying that the government that Lebogang Maile sits in and participates in has failed to do its job, aren't you?
No. It's not a government duty to integrate people. It's their own. If you come into a country, you look at your likes. We also do business in foreign countries. And in those areas where we do business, we try and integrate ourselves and even join the local chambers so that we can be integrated into those countries.
Salman, do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree. With our president of the NAFCOC, I think it is not the case. I work quite deeply as a social worker into all townships, especially into the Doopsluit and Alexandra, and integration is happening. The racial integration happening. There's a lot of Pakistani Somalis are intermarrying into the South African, into the communities here, and they have become a part and parcel of the society. And the people have been protected, especially into like Soweto. There was Pakistanis and Somalis were having refuge into the house when they were under attack. So I don't think so that is a problem of the integration. It's a problem of a dire situation that we need to address in our country, that we have failed to provide our youth, which is in Deep Salute, 60% of the youth is unemployed. Okay, when the bread price from 7 rand is moving to the 15 rand, you and me, maybe we can adjust. But the poor person on the street, like 6-month-old baby died. Why? Because the mother was so desperate to get the free milk. She go into the shop to get his unquenched thirst for the mother to get the milk for the baby. And what happened in his stampede? She died. So we need to address the core issue of the unemployment. Unemployment breed the poverty, and poverty bring the problem to what we happen.
I'm going to stop you there because I want to come back to that issue in my second segment, but I have to challenge all three of you. MEC Lebogang Maile, the SA Spaza and Tax Shop Association President Rose Nkosi says to the City Press newspaper, we don't want them back here, rather let them go back to their countries and live our country with freedom. That's what she says. Let me give you another one. You say local shops have been attacked. It is nothing near the number of foreign-owned shops that have been attacked. Clearly, even if you say this is criminality, and I agree with you that it is criminal, it is being driven by hate of foreigners.
Well, look, the first problem is that when big retailers started going into the townships, that's when local spaza shops stopped thriving, and they closed their shops. And then foreign nationals came in, offered them rentals, and they started operating their shops. So the first problem is the nature of our economy, which is monopolistic, because these big retailers that are taking goods and services into the communities, those goods and services are not manufactured in our townships.
No, I've had this argument made by Mr. Mavundla at conferences I've attended, and Mr. Mavundla, I have to say, both you and MEC Maile can be correct in this, because if you look, for example, in the business day today, foreign shop owners like Somalis, like Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, many others are going into those communities and are thriving. And that is something that you are doing wrong. Well, why aren't those shops thriving and these shops are thriving?
No, look, both the foreign-owned shops and the local shops are actually competing for crumbs, because the truth of the matter is that if maybe they're breaking even and they can't make millions and become millionaires out of that and all that. The fact of the matter is that we need to change the structure and the character of our economy, because our economy is monopolistic. If you look at the value chain, for instance, monopoly capital owns from the first to the last end of the value chain. And for as long as our people are not given an opportunity to participate in the value chain, for as long as there is no opportunity for new entrants in the economy, we will not be able to create new industrialists, will not be able to integrate the overwhelming majority of our people. I mean, the issue of poverty, of inequality, the Oxfam report just confirmed that last year, the gap between the rich and the poor in the country, and we need to attend to that, amongst other things.
No, but you're talking about big capital here, and I thought what we're trying to do. But I thought what you're talking about in South Africa was actually creating opportunities for the small business people who are the same shop owners.
This big monopoly capital is closing space for small enterprises.
Do you agree with that?
What is happening is you find that behind what you see as small spaza shops who are renting, from locals, in most cases there's big businesses behind them, which is why, because our people have got a number of other challenges: access to capital. They are not manufacturing the goods, and all of this. And as a result, big businesses are really supporting. In the past, millionaires that became millionaires in the township were retail stores. What has gone wrong now? The fact is, because there is these big guys who are supporting small...
We've got 30 seconds.
By the way,
both of you are blaming other factors.
No, we're not blaming anybody here. We'll come into how we must attend to the problem. By the way, most of these foreign nationals who are in the townships, they don't own these shops, by the way.
Yes, they rent them from local people.
No. I'm saying those businesses. Okay. They don't own the businesses. In fact, somebody else owns the business. They are employees. Somebody else somewhere owns these businesses.
I'd like to come back to that, and I will in when we come back from the break. And I'd like us to interrogate how do we ensure that the violence since we saw over the past week do not happen again.